Ever wondered what a wedding ceremony looks like fully covered by a drone? Today, I'll show you how I pulled it off. I was shooting at this wonderful wedding venue called Owen Farms in Chapmansboro, Tennessee, not far from Clarksville in Ashland City. Ginormous farm. Beautiful ceremony location, getting ready for the guys at a silo, and getting ready location for the gals, and they're kind of far apart. And there's a reception area, and just beautiful places to take pictures, and you'll see it on drone shots that I'm gonna be putting right over here. And I've shot there a couple of times, and I've done drone coverages there, but I haven't had my new drone last year when I first shot there. And last December, I ended up replacing my DJI Mavic Air 2 to a DJI Air3s that has 2 lenses. It can fly for a solid 30 minutes on a good day. It has 3 batteries, so I can swap it, go up, and I have the whole, I'll show you in B-roll the whole rig. Anyway, so I always wanted to shoot a ceremony with a drone. I always seen those inspiring videos on YouTube where people do FPV, regular drone, bunch of other angles, but they have a lot of people. So it's not just a one-man band. So when I'm shooting, it's 99.99% of the time just me. So I have to have a lot of strategies, ideas on how I deal with certain things if it happens. So before I attempted this ceremony with a drone, I really had to make sure that I had a really good strategy for just overall covering the ceremony with just cameras, and make it so that I have no, it's part of my routine. So when I got into weddings, I was shooting 2 angles, me with a gimbal, and then a left side or right side. And then I bought another camera. Then I had 3 angles. I did a left, right, and then me with a gimbal. And then later on, I introduced my Osmo Pocket 3, which is very easily hideable. You can put it in a stand, put it high, and it gets a really good high angle shot. So I'm going to be showing you my 5 camera setup, and you'll see basically what it looks like from up above the ceremony and the whole setup, and more or less what I do before a ceremony and after the ceremony, and my strategy. So let me go to a part over here just for singing purposes. So this is like vowels.
Let's see if I can get through this. All right.
Okay, so this is the wide angle. You see pretty much everything, and I'm behind everybody. I'm not on top of everybody, and I'm using the 24mm lens. And first thing I do is I always arrive early, and I look at the ceremony location. That's number 1. Number 2, I've got to have a plan on where I'm gonna go up, take off, and where am I gonna go down. And I have to find a place where people are not gonna be walking, because I can't be like, yo, there is a drone. You know, I can't do that.
Yo, there is a drone landing there. Be careful.
Here is the ceremony area, and this is my left camera that's shooting the groom. This is this red thing is my camera box. This is shooting the bride. Excuse me. This is shooting the bride, and then here's me with the same shirt, and here's the photographer. We're shooting how the people are walking down the aisle. And then you don't see it, but I have a stand over here that's shooting kind of like the back part of the ceremony, so it captures how they're walking down and captures the bride walking down. And then this area, this patch of grass, is what I used to go up. So before I decided, I wanted to make sure that I knew where all the potential hazards were, like trees, power lines, and things like that. And I wanted to have a plan for everything, so I don't have to think too much, but of course I have to be aware of all these places, all these things. So what I did is I set up all my cameras about like half an hour before the ceremony processional started, and then I found the bride, groom, and the officiant, and I mic'd them up. And I also used this handy H4 Essential to record the whatever the DJ plays, so music and usually the officiant. So I have those, and those are recording at all times, 32-bit float, so there's no what is it called, gain problems, no peaking, or well, there is peaking, you can recover it easily. Anyway, so here you see a big wide 24mm shot of everybody, and that drone also has a 70mm f2.8. So I think the 24mm is f1.8, I think, and the 70mm is 2.8. So there is gonna be some light difference, but it is, you know, it is what it is. And I'm usually like to shoot with a D-Log M and slap a lot on it, and it matches more with my cameras. Anyway, so let me show you some parts. So this is the part where they're gonna be walking down. Yeah, there's the officiant, and then there's the groom and the mom. So let me show you another angle. So there's me there shooting the middle side, and then there's the groom and the mama. And this is the DJI OP3 Osmo Pocket 3. I love, honestly, the way it looks. And this is the standard configuration, standard picture profile. So this is the right side that shoots the bride. So here you can see basically the sanctuary area, or whatever it's called. He's gonna be arriving in a moment. There's me. This is the other side. See, the photographer and I are there. We're pretty much shooting right there until the bride walks down, and then we both go to the middle. But I'll show you that later. So this is my angle. This is what I'm seeing from the gimbal. People walking down, and here this is the bridesmaids, and here it is. This is the wide drone shot. So I have the gimbal on one arm. It was on my right arm, it's my right hand, and then the left hand had the drone, whatever it's called, can't remember it, remote. I had the drone remote in my left arm, so I had to make sure that I'm locking the gimbal so it's pointing towards where people are walking from, and I'm looking at the drone, looking up where it is so that it's visual line of sight, and I know where it is at all times and nobody is under it. That's why I'm shooting in this angle. Here it is, they're walking down. Here it is. Let me show you the bride. So here's the bride arriving, and I'm about need to switch to the 70mm to get a nice wide angle shot. So here it is, and I use visual cues to add the drone shots because it doesn't work with audio. There are ways that I can tell, but mostly visual clues. So I sync all the other videos that has audio with the audio only, so that I have everything synced together, and then I find these visual clues and then I put them in. Make sense? Right. Okay, so here it is. We see the bride getting ready. I mean, not getting ready, the bride. Yeah, bride getting ready to walk down the aisle. And then we see the groom there looking. And then here it is. He turned around. There can be a lot of creative edits using all these things, you know, play with even the viewer, and then go to him, see, and the side cameras, I always try to shoot with an f4 up to make sure that the depth of field is not that big, if it makes sense. I want a more clear image, more people in focus. So f4, f5, f6, and then my camera f2.8. See, and now, see, in this case, the Osmo Pocket 3, everybody's standing, so we won't really see the bride walking down, just the head right there. But the drone shot, we clearly can see that the bride is walking down, so we can cut back and forth between the drone shot and the groom. Let's see, in this side you can see the groom's face really well, and then let's see the other side. You can see him there too, his emotions. There's the photographer and me and and then here's the middle, so this one gets the bride's view. So there can be a lot of cool creative stuff here. And then I'm trying to track the bride with the joystick on the drone. So, and now I centered it and I'm a bit more chill, and I can let it kind of hover there. And hovering takes not as much battery power as if I'm constantly moving. Well, so this is it. And then what I do is I go to the middle, I put the gimbal down, I let the photographer know, hey, I'm gonna go check on the other cameras, because since I'm the only one shooting, there's no other people looking out for the other cameras. I've got to go to the other cameras and make sure everything is running, everything is smooth, and yes, basically just check on them. So here I am, put it down. I'm walking to, where am I? There am I, I'm checking that camera angle. This is, by the way, a Sony FX30 with a zero eye 23mm, which will make it like 33 or 35mm-ish.
Supervise both of them.
And then after that I go to, let's see, I'm checking on the drone. And then after that I'm going to this camera angle. This is the Sony A7R5 with a Sigma wide zoom lens. Come on back. It is this. So, and this Sigma lens is the 16 to 28, and I just use the 28 and f4 or 6, really depends. And then this angle is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so this captures more of the people, like you're part of the audience, you know. And then back to the drone. So there can be a lot of really cool creative things that you can do with the drone added, and just more immersive way to experience your ceremony. So I was really happy that I was able to kind of have a good plan on how I can execute a 5 camera setup, being just a one-person videographer while still capturing the audio and running everything. And the two things that are the two times where it's the most time consuming or requires more time for me or concentration is the ceremony and the reception. Because ceremony I use 5 cameras if it's droneable and if the place is not filled with what is it called, not too tree, because if there are a lot of trees and things like that, then it becomes more difficult to find a place to take off, go down. And with this one I had to make sure that I know where people are gonna walk to, so that I had to really find a place to land, and then make sure I stop the recordings, I gather the microphones, and then I leave one camera there so that I can shoot the family photos. And after that, pretty much everything gets taken over to the reception area. And reception is also a multi-camera situation for dances, speeches, and things like that. At least 2-3 cameras, 3 to 4 cameras. And then I gotta record the DJ sound, and I gotta I get the DJ sound in here, and I also put a slip of microphone on the microphone, so whoever is speaking, I have their audio twice. So that's kind of like the backup. So these are the two like parts of a wedding day that are very filled with like they're complex setups. But what I'm thankful for is having down a certain routine that allows me to be flexible and creative when I can. And I'm totally fine not doing certain things, because it's, at the end of the day, it's their wedding, it's what they want. So I'm not trying to push an idea to do, but this really gives a lot of creative freedom and a lot of different kind of ways to experience the wedding ceremony. So this is how I pulled off a drone for the entire ceremony time. So make sure to like, follow, share my channel. And if you're a bride, groom, looking for a videographer, reach out at urbanweddingfilms.com. It's in the description below. Bye bye.